Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. We got the one, the only, in my personal opinion, the king of the underground. We got the homie Ja right here on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Hey man, I'm doing great, man. Salute to you.
Most definitely, man. First and foremost, I gotta say, man, I've been really vibing to your work, man. So I just gotta say thank you for taking the time out of your busy evening and coming on the radio station, man.
Man, I appreciate you for having me.
But I gotta ask you, Ja, like taking you back right to the beginning, man. Like, what made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
Well, a friend of mine, he was actively rapping. He had some mixtapes and stuff going on, and it started out with me supporting him. Then he came up with the idea of let's starting our own label. One thing led to another. Here we go. I mean, I've always had a passion for hip hop. Always been a fan of it since the late '70s. Um, and now, I just happen to be a part of it, and it's a great feeling. But that's how it started. It started with me supporting my partner, and then I gave it a try, and they ended up liking it, and I ended up having fans, and then it became my obligation to keep it going.
And I got to say, man, you're a very smart hip hop artist as well. I was watching a few of your videos that you did via Instagram, man. And I have to say, man, you are very well educated, especially when it comes to this hip hop thing, man. You most definitely can teach a lot of these youngsters really how to do things professional wise.
Correct, correct. That is actually one of the main things that a lot of these young cats or anybody just now getting into it, they lack professionalism. You know what I mean? And the professionalism is going to take you way farther in the game than your street cred.
I'm most definitely agree. And the one thing I get from it personally is because everybody nowadays in 2020, if you have the internet and a cell phone, unfortunately anybody can attempt to make music, right? So I think that's what also brings the unprofessionalism, because a lot of these individuals, they don't look at it as a profession. They look at it more like a hobby, just something to do, after they get off work.
No, it's definitely if you have an actual passion for it, I mean that's a great thing. But you're absolutely right, bro. Everybody can get into it and manipulate it however they see fit. But it's the ones that have a true passion for it that are going to last the longest. You can never lose in hip hop as long as you have a passion for it. Now, if you're in it for a completely different reason, then good luck to you. But if you have a true passion for it, you'll never lose.
And you are also the co-CEO for Shark Livin Entertainment. I have to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about that company? And of course, how did that come to be for you?
Shark Living actually is a company. Me and my partner, E the Turf Lord, which is also an artist. We we both own the label. It was like an inside thing as far as the whole shark situation goes, but we turned it into actual meaning. And shark living actually means to go hard for whatever your goals are in life, and that's essentially what it means. So, that's where we're at with it.
And if you don't mind me asking, like, who is currently signed to your guys' record label today?
Oh man, we have it's a lot of artists. We have E the Turf Lord. We have myself. We have R&B artist B Nicole. We have One Trey Tone. We have BG Mooney. We have Y Bother. We have G Wami. We have Rio 4100. We have Goonie Gang Mello. We have Bath Montana. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but we have quite a few artists on the label that range from Louisville, Kentucky to Seattle, Washington to Minnesota to Youngstown, Ohio. So we're pretty spread out.
Hey man, it sounds like the No Limit Records of the underground, man. Just one big giant happy family.
It is a happy family. I'm fortunate enough to admit that. And one thing I've learned from the greats, the No Limits and Cash Monies and Death Rows, my approach is different because I believe that doing great business is the key to all of it. You know, you can't expect somebody to be loyal to you if you're doing shady business behind their back. So one thing I noticed about all of those labels, no disrespect to them, is that their main artists started falling back due to bad business. So with that being said, I figured as long as you keep the business on point and intact and keep your word, then the loyalty and the family aspect will always be there in the way it should be. But, you know, you can't expect somebody to be loyal to you and you're doing bad business.
And that is most definitely true. Sometimes it's staying true to what you believe in is the best route to go.
Yes, absolutely.
And
say
also,
what you mean and mean what you say.
And also, from 2017 to 2019, Shark Livin Entertainment actually took home Hip Hop Family of the Year and Rap Family / Group of the Year from the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards. I have to ask you, what was it like being up there accepting that awards and just, being an award-winning record label?
Well, completely honest, it was overwhelming. Um, it felt real good. I mean, to be recognized by your peers for the work that you put in is always good. But it also gave me like the industry bug. Like I got bit by the industry bug because they had it set up so professional, like that. It also makes you feel like you're at a BET Awards or something like that, MTV. It's not quite over the top, but it gives you that feeling, and they do a great job. But it felt great, you know. Whether we win or lose, we're just truly grateful to be even nominated, you know, because this game that we're in is extremely crowded. That you should know, you know what I mean?
Most definitely. I most definitely know. There's a lot of hip-hop artists that hit me up all the time, and I kind of sit back and go, damn, man, like, I don't, there's not very many dates on the calendar to give all these people, like, interviews, man. So it's, most definitely very, very crowded.
Yes, it is. And the only ones that stand out are the ones that are consistent. That's it. That's your only key. As long as you're consistent, you'll stand out. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you keep at it, and you really have a passion, you're going to stand out. There's no way around it.
And also, before we move off the topic of Shark Livin Entertainment, I also noticed that you have merchandise available as well. Where can our listeners actually purchase some Shark Livin Entertainment merchandise?
Well, right now, the merchandise is on hold because I am currently going through a new vendor, and I have I'm real strict on quality, and I don't want to print up merchandise that I wouldn't actually purchase myself. So right now I'm going through a new vendor. So the merchandise will be available. It's going to be closer to November before that's available, but I'll keep everyone posted via social media.
Hey man, the best route to go is quality over quantity, man. So I most definitely agree with that. That's how you know that you got some phenomenal merchandise, man. If you won't purchase it yourself, you won't put it out there, man. That's mad respect.
Right. I mean, that's just like you said it, quality over quantity.
And also, last year in 2019, you actually took home 3 Dub C awards, 3 Dub C Entertainment Awards for Artist of the Year, Hottest Newcomer, and Hardest Working Artist. I have to ask you, what was it like just being there, getting those awards, and actually being recognized as one of the most hardest, hardworking artists within the music industry?
Now those awards right there were very new to me, and I was actually unaware of that complete situation, to be quite honest with you, bro.
Really? You had no clue you won?
Yeah. No, not at all, bro. You just told me that.
Oh, okay. Well, most definitely. I'll make sure me and my editor actually check that out, and you know what I mean, send you the information. That way, if you still can, you can actually snag those awards.
Absolutely, and I will be more than honored to do so.
Most definitely, yeah. Man, 'cause what I'll do is I'll have my editor look that up, and we'll actually send that information over to you. That way, you know what I mean. If Dub C still has them, you know what I mean. He can send you the awards. I think he might still actually. I know Dub C, but I don't know him that well, so he might still have the awards from last year. I'm not 100% sure. But hey,
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean.
if I did win, I'm gonna tell you, because that would be something I support. But I don't. We never got contacted by WC awards, and if we have, I overlooked it, and I truly apologize to them because I am aware of them because I have associates, like a partner of mine, Doe Fresh, Black Law Rebel Music. Those guys right there, that team, they phenomenal, and I know I'm familiar with those awards because they won some. But personally, I haven't. I'm unaware, and if I have won some, if we have won some, man, that would be greatly appreciated.
And speaking of Doe Fresh the Don, man, I noticed you have done some extensive work with him. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get connected with Doe Fresh the Don? And of course, what is it like working with him?
I got connected with Doe Fresh because he's one of those that's out here working, doing what he does, and work gets recognized. So I've reached out to him several times in the past. We've worked once or twice, but the most notable one is the recent one with a partner of ours named Chucky Workclothes. It was great working with him. He is very professional. If you know anything about him, you know he's a phenomenal MC. And he's an all around great, genuine person. So it was definitely a pleasure working with Doe Fresh to Don, to say the least.
And speaking of Chucky Workclothes, man, I actually just watched one of his videos earlier, man. He actually did some work with Crooked Eye, man. That's actually some phenomenal. And also, not even just to get a song with him, but to get the man in your video, man. That's actually, you know what I mean? I gotta say props to him for accomplishing that one.
Oh yes, man. Big shout out to Chucky Workclothes. That's my brother, man. You know, and that's about as best I can put it, man. If you ain't interviewed him, man, get with him, man. He's the epitome of what work ethic means, man. You know what I'm saying? He has the correct name, Chucky Workclothes, and he keeps work clothes on all the time because he stays in go mode. That I've learned so much from him. We bounce back a lot of advice and game, and oh man, it's been a great relationship, and I'm definitely grateful to run across and work with Chucky Workclothes.
And before we actually move off the topic of Chucky there, I also noticed that you actually were a part of the Hard Work Pays Off tour with Young Bleed, Chucky Workclothes, and some more phenomenal artists. I have to ask you, what was it like being on tour with Young Bleed and Chucky?
It was great. It was definitely a learning experience. I want to say rest in paradise to Cy Pacino because that was an artist that was also on that tour, and he passed away due to some health complications. But the overall experience was great. Was great. You know, Young Bleed, he's a legend. So you know, he had a nice amount of stories to tell, and you know about the past and do's and don'ts, and you know some game. You know, I took some notes. Chucky, he is just, you know, he's a one man show. You know what I'm saying? He orchestrated the whole tour. He put it together. It was a great experience. I mean, great. Yeah. So you know, I salute all of those guys that were involved with that tour.
And you also released the album Newburgh Factors with the Turf Lord. I have to ask you, what was the inspiration behind that record? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of that particular record?
Well, that album hasn't been dropped yet. I believe it got pushed back to almost 3 weeks from today. Actually, that right there, it's something that the fans have been asking us about. We work well together. You know, that's my brother, my business partner, my friend. We just work well together with the music. I learned how to rap from being around him. So that's just how it came about. It was really an overdue project, and you know everybody was looking forward to it, and you know that's what it is.
And speaking of some new work that's coming, I also saw that you're working on a brand new single titled Prepared, featuring Bite Down Boys. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with them? And of course, what can our listeners expect from that up-and-coming release?
Oh man, those guys right there. The Bite Down Boys are Why Bother, BG Mooney, Wayne Head, 4100 Rio. Those guys right there are the newest addition to the label. Their energy is incredible. They're younger, and they bring that young energy to the label to help keep things moving and in tune. So that's how that came about. That's just it's just me showing appreciation to them. How I appreciate them, being who they are and being able to have an open mind and listen and allowing me to believe in them the way I want to, and it just comes out beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that single coming up. But man, they got so much music amongst themselves that's coming that, man, it's crazy.
So I have to ask you there, Ja, between, Factors and, you know what I mean, your new single, what's next for you? Is there anything else I missed? Anything else you want to promote? We still have you here live on Outlaw Radio FM?
Let me see. Man, I have so much stuff coming. But be on the lookout for the upcoming New Birth Factors album. Tap in right now to BG Mooney. He has a single out now called Going Up. Definitely tap in with that. Let me see. It's so many. Oh, Young Mello. I mean, not Young Mello. Goonie Gang Mello. He is from Seaside, California, but he's in Seattle, Washington right now. And he is, hey man, be on the lookout for him. Goonie Gang Mello. He is ferocious. 16 years old, man, and he is the truth. So there's so many. Oh, and B. Nicole. One Trey Tone. Oh man, Chosen Capone. Now look, I'm sitting here forgetting about everybody because everybody stays working so much that I forget. They keep me so busy they keep me on my toes, but Chosen Capone definitely, he's out of Memphis, Tennessee. Crazy. One Trey Tone, a phenomenal lyricist, real MC. He just dropped something. Check out all of these people. B. Nicole, I mean, it's just crazy, bro.
And also, so, Ja, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that comes on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and everything you got going on if they're not already doing so.
Man, I want to shout out, first and foremost, my partner, Edith Turf Lord, man, for being the definition of solid. I like to send a shout out to my entire team, Rush 1K, West End Goldie, BG Mooney, One Trey Tone, B. Nicole, D-Boy, Strizzle, 4100 Rio, Waynehead, G. Wami, Trail Nation Manny, Mello, the entire label, my entire neighborhood in Newburgh, the city, Louisville, Kentucky. And as far as social media, just go to Instagram and go to @SharkLivingENT, and that'll turn you on to everybody right there.
And I gotta say, Ja, thank you so much again for taking the time out of your busy evening and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. It truly was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. And keep up that great work. And if you keep making it, I'm gonna keep spinning it.
Man, gratitude, salute, and likewise, bro.
Most definitely. Have yourself a wonderful night and try and stay safe out there.
Man, thank you. You too.